Stick around till the end, there's a secret buried in a 500-year-old letter that might flip everything you thought you knew about this so-called monster. What if I told you the OG Dracula didn't live in a Gothic castle with bats, but ruled a kingdom with blood-soaked politics and brutal justice? Meet Vlad III Dracula, aka Vlad the Impaler, the man who inspired the vampire legend and made actual empires tremble. Born in 1431 in Transylvania, Romania, Vlad was the son of Vlad the Dracula, a member of the secret order of the Dragona Catholic Knight Order that literally fought the devil, or at least the Ottomans. That's where Dracula comes from. It means son of the dragon, or if you're edgy with it, son of the devil. At just 11 years old, Vlad was handed over as a political hostage to the Ottoman Empire, along with his younger brother, Radu. Vlad learned more than just survival, he learned how to play dirty. When he finally returned home to Wallachhia's kingdom, he found his father murdered, his brother buried alive, and his country in chaos. So what did he do? He took back his throne and unleashed absolute terror. Now let's talk branding. Vlad didn't just want to rule, he wanted to be feared, so he started impaling people. Yup, impaling as in putting sharp wooden stakes through people's bodies and leaving them to die in agony, sometimes over hours. It was his signature move. He'd impale nobles, criminals, enemies, even entire armies. One German pamphlet from the 15th century claimed he impaled 20,000 people outside the city of Targovik just to freak out the invading Ottomans. And guess what? It worked. Sultan Mehmed II saw the forest of rotting corpses, turned around, and said, yeah, nah. But Vlad wasn't just brutal, he was smart. During the night attack of 1462, he led a stealth raid against the Ottomans, trying to assassinate the Sultan himself. His army was massively outnumbered, but Vlad knew the terrain and used pure chaos as a weapon. Fire, confusion, ambush. It was like a horror movie in real life. Even though he failed to kill the Sultan, he humiliated one of the strongest empires on Earth. So, hero or psycho, depends who you ask. Now let's clear up a huge myth. Bran Castle, tourist trap. Vlad probably never lived there. His real fortress was Ponari Castle, built into the cliffs, guarded by nearly 1,500 stone steps. It wasn't glamorous, it was savage. Just like Vlad, this wasn't some vampire lair with wine glasses and violins. It was a war base, a death trap. And if you were summoned there, chances are, you didn't come back. Eventually, Vlad was betrayed. Shocker, right? He was captured, imprisoned, then later reinstated for one final campaign. But in 1476, he was ambushed and killed. Some say in battle, some say by his own men. Either way, he was beheaded, and his head was sent to the Sultan in Constantinople as a trophy. So how did this medieval warlord turn into a blood-sucking undead icon? Bram Stoker. In 1897, Stoker published Dracula, using Vlad's nickname and reputation for bloodlust. But he threw in stuff like turning into bats and sleeping in coffins, which Vlad definitely didn't do. So yeah, Vlad didn't drink blood, but he was still terrifying. And now for the plot twist that no one saw coming. In 2023, researchers studied some of Vlad's letters using advanced molecular analysis. What they found? No trace of animal protein. Wait, was Dracula a vegan? Okay, maybe not exactly. But the study suggests Vlad may have had a mostly plant-based diet, or at least that the ink he used came from non-animal sources. Still, it throws a huge wrench into the whole bloodthirsty monster myth. What if he was more complex than we ever thought? A man shaped by war, trauma, and betrayal. Not just a demon with a crown. So let's zoom out for a sec. Vlad Dracula wasn't a vampire, but he was real. He was ruthless. He was brilliant. And he reshaped an entire region with fear, fire, and steel. And maybe that's why his legend stuck around, because deep down, Humans are way scarier than any monster we could ever imagine. The guy built an empire on fear. His name still sends shivers 500 years later. So next time someone brings up Dracula, don't think fangs and capes. Think about torture, politics, betrayal, and an empire that bled for peace. And if you ever get a letter sealed with an old wax stamp from Transylvania, maybe don't open it. If that gave you chills, smash that like button, drop a comment on which legend we should break down next, and subscribe to Ancient Tellerware History Hits Harder Than Fiction. Ready for the next legend?